Okay, so I'm sure glad that I did not do this video much earlier because I went to bed and woke up and this happened. Looks like Wayne County officials, the two Republicans who had previously said that they were going to go along with certification, have backed off on that, rescinded it, and now we got some news going on here. So we're going to talk about this and much more, and we're going to start right now. Hi, my name is Kyle and welcome to the channel. This is The Conservative Take. Here we take culture, TV, movies, news, and politics and filter it to you the right way. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And also, if you want to join us and support us when we're trying to do, then please click that join button to find out how to do that. Our Parler page is going to be at parler.theconservativetake.com. There, updates will be put up there on an hourly basis by people that we trust that put stuff out there, and we're going to typically do a format like this at the end of the day, what we're calling our rapid response format, which I hope you're liking because it's a big deal figuring out all this stuff and trying to organize it. Which what I want to talk about really quickly here is how the Trump campaign is organizing their attack when it comes to the legal side. And I mentioned this before, but I want to say it here again because it can be frustrating when people don't understand what's happening with the Trump campaign, and when they see articles and they see things aren't going well, and understand that just because it isn't going well in one area doesn't mean it's not going well in another area. One area is legal, the other side is state legislation, where they have the sole responsibility to run the election per the Constitution, Article 1, Section 4, and also dealing with fraud and dealing with improper actions, which we're seeing that all the time. And so the Federal Election Commission, their job is to oversee the process. And Traynor was on Newsmax. He is the chairman of the FEC, and he said on the show, "Our whole political system is based upon transparency to avoid the appearance of corruption." He said, pointing out that Pennsylvania and other states are not conducting counting in a transparent manner. Corey Lewandowski, by the way, went there with a court order, and they still turned him away. That is blatant fraud. He wanted to say, state law allows those observers to be in there, he said, adding, if the law isn't being followed, then this election is illegitimate. Illegitimate. Again, this guy is not a Trump surrogate. He is a elected official whose sole purpose and sworn duty is to make sure that elections are valid. So for him to say that, to me, should put everyone on notice. All right. Also, Lou Dobbs this week said a highly reliable source told him that the FBI has an investigation team looking into the 2020 election. Also, there are reports of 2 investigations going on in Michigan, FBI that is, and 1 in Pennsylvania. Attorney General Barr has authorized the Department of Justice to look into substantial allegations of voter fraud. He went on to say that investigations may be conducted if there are clear and apparently credible allegations of irregularities that, if true, could potentially impact the outcome of federal election in individual states. What he's saying is that states could flip, like Michigan, Wisconsin could flip if there are clear and apparently credible allegations of irregularities. That is huge. Also, we have 10 Republican state attorney generals who are putting cases against the Pennsylvania for the mail-in ballots decision that was made by the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania, that 4-3 decision that said that they could count ballots past the 8 p.m. 11/3 deadline to extend an additional 3 days. So a lot of stuff is going on here. The key thing to understand here is that Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution says that the times and place and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislator thereof. That is their sole responsibility. And that is what Justice Alito of the Supreme Court said as well. And it essentially is law that has been upheld time and time again. And this violation is a clear violation, obviously. And that's what the Trump team is going after when it comes to that state legislative side I mentioned to you before in that other diagram. So let's talk about Wayne County. Okay, so I went to bed last night, and what happened was the day before, they certified the votes in Wisconsin, Michigan. Essentially, Wayne County is the biggest county in Michigan. It includes Detroit. It's where we saw a lot of the irregularities going on. Well, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, they were deadlocked, okay, on how to do it. And so the vote couldn't be certified for Wayne County, and that basically meant that the entire state of Michigan would be certified without Detroit, which means, essentially, that Michigan would go into the Trump column. That's how big this was. What happened? Well, the Republicans appeared to have caved. They appeared to have caved, and they rescinded those and went alongside with the Democrats to certify the Michigan vote. So that was a pretty big story, and people were really upset by that, but I wasn't totally, I knew there were other ways of going after this, but that was a sort of a big deal, because this got to go to the Supreme Court and other things too. But I went to bed last night, not doing this video. I prepped for most of it. And then I woke up and found that this happened. I got 2 texts in my inbox. I said, okay, this is interesting. So, cause sometimes you get fake news. I went into, I verified it online and saw that it happened. And so let's cover some of that right now. Right now, let me click on here. So, cause this is from before where it said the Wayne County Board of Canvassers caved after a lot of threats and pressure. Now, they were accused, what the story was that there was racism involved and that's why the Republicans caved in on that. But now we're finding out it's a lot deeper than that, actually. And I'm going to bring this up here. This is the actual article from the Gateway Pundit. It says, breaking: Wayne County, Michigan election board of Republicans rescind vote certified results. File affidavits that the families were threatened. They filed affidavits that the families were threatened. Let's go through some of this, all right? So it says, as reported last night, the 2 Republicans on the 4-member board of canvassers for Wayne County, Michigan, reversed course Tuesday night, voting to certify the county's election results after initially refusing to do so due to irregularities in polling books, mainly in the city of Detroit. The 4-member board comprised of 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans, earlier deadlocked at 2-2. However, after listening to residents' concerns during the virtual public meeting and getting threats online, the Republicans voted to certify the votes, but asked Democrat Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson to audit certain precincts with problems. So, you have this virtual certification process, 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans. The Republicans say, hey, this doesn't look very good. I don't want to do this. Democrats said, we need to do it. And so eventually they were deadlocked. It didn't get certified. But later they said, okay, well, we will go alongside with you, but we want you to audit precincts that are obviously shaky, right? Well, that basically certified the vote with an exception. But, so it says William Hartman and Monica Palmer, the 2 Republicans on the Wayne County Board of Canvassers, weren't just threatened by random trolls online, it says here. This is the Gateway Pundit, by the way. It says, Ned Stabler, the far-left Democrat election observer, threatened Hartman and Palmer during an online conference call. So this guy here, Ned Stabler, a Democrat, threatened them on an online conference call. Another Democrat observer last night threatened their children. All right, let's just step back here a little bit. You have people who are responsible for making sure that an election for the President of the United States and a key swing state is valid. They see improper, we'll just put it this way, they see improprieties, allegations. They say, hey, you know what? I don't feel comfortable voting for this because of this. This is too important. But then they feel, okay, well, we will go alongside with you and we'll do it, but we want to audit the remaining precincts that are invalid. And now they decide not to pull back on that because they feel that now that they're being threatened by Democrats on a live call, not only personally, but also their children. This right here should be a criminal matter. When you have this kind of intimidation going on for officials, this is almost treasonous, all right? It says here, an extraordinary turnabout that foreshadows possible legal action. The 2 GOP members of the Wayne County Election Board signed affidavits Wednesday night alleging they were bullied and misled into approving election results in Michigan's largest metropolis and do not believe the votes should be certified until serious irregularities in Detroit votes are resolved. The statements by Wayne County Board of Canvassers Chairwoman Monica Palmer and fellow GOP member William C. Hartman rescinding their votes from a day earlier threw into question anew whether Michigan's presidential vote currently favoring Democrat Joe Biden will be certified. They also signaled a possible legal confrontation ahead. So basically, game on. It says, I voted not to certify and still believe this vote should not be certified, Hartman said in his affidavits. Until these questions are addressed, I remain opposed to certification of the Wayne County results. Added Palmer in her affidavit, I rescind my prior vote to certify Wayne County elections. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. This essentially takes Michigan and puts it back into a toss-up, and without Detroit, it puts Michigan into the Trump column, which essentially nearly gives Trump the election. So, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is incredibly huge news here. And the fact that they signed affidavits, that to me tells me all I need to know, that this is a serious thing going on here, and I think we need to take this seriously. And the election right now is back on, guys. It truly is back on. So let's look at some news that's happened this week. This one here is a timeline that happened past several days here, leading down to the 12th of November, where Representative Gormont tells Newsmax about a raid in Germany involving the Dominion servers. And then just yesterday, Miller says that Special Ops leadership reports to him. So you can read to that what you like, but some things are definitely happening behind the scenes. I find that very interesting. Here in Virginia, this was also from yesterday, 15,000 ballots found on a flash drive and counted after rejection by software filters, 587,000 absentee ballots sent to the wrong address, 100,000 clerical errors for Biden in Fairfax County, 200,000 ballots have wrong down district ballot votes and then they disappear. That's from yesterday. And then we have here where Bill Mitchell, who's still doing better, by the way, I didn't mention that, but he's doing much better. He parlayed this out. This is from Sidney Powell. She says that Trump will probably get at least 80 million votes when it's all said and done. And 80 million votes is a lot, in case you didn't know. He only got like 62 million in 263 million in the last election. And also, there's been a third county in Georgia that found a memory card with uncounted votes. And so with that, if you guys like what's going on here and the news we're putting out there, then please click like and subscribe and share with your friends. And also, if you want to join us, it's a join button there as well. And you can find out how to do that. And I tell you, this is getting really, really interesting. I look forward to the next update, and I'll see you guys next time.